Joshy, where were you in the post-game celebrations? Were you holding everybody up who was crowd surfing?
Yeah, I threw a few elbows to try and get towards Luke, and I got right in the middle, and I was just giving him a big hug, and I didn't want to let him go. So no, it was a great end to the game, and for Luke to go and do what he did was pretty spectacular.
You're the great goal kicker. Put yourself in Luke's position. Have you thought about it, and how much pressure that comes with it?
Yeah, well, there would be. There'll be a lot of stuff going through your head, and I suppose it'd be the hard thing to try and get it out of your head and just focus on kicking the ball. And Luke's pretty calm and relaxed in I suppose pressure situations. He's done it a few times. So, no, I was pretty glad that he was the one who had the ball in his hand, and he went back and he was pretty calm when he kicked it. So I think he had a little bit of a smirk, a bit of a laugh on his face when he heard the siren go. So I kind of knew then that he was going to kick it.
Does it come with confidence in yourself, that sort of situation? I mean, you even had a chance earlier in that quarter to bring it back within 7 points or 8 points. Is that just confidence in your own ability that you can get it done?
I suppose you do so much practice of your routine, and I suppose as a forward you work on that every training session. So it's something that you can't do at training. You can't I suppose live that pressure moment until you're actually in it. So you just got to make sure you got your routine down packed, and I suppose being able to get rid of any distractions that are going through your head and focus on your routine, and that's exactly what Luke did.
Josh, what was going on in your mind when Oliver Lyons kicks that goal? They go up 13 points, only 20 seconds left in that first lot of extra time. What were you thinking about before you got the toe on it?
It was probably a bit disappointing to see that lead just kind of grow a little bit, but I still had full faith in the way we were playing, and we kind of had talked about, I suppose, those situations arising during the game when they do get a few goals ahead and there's not much time, and just making sure that we're all relaxed and sticking to the process is the big thing. And I think the boys did that pretty well on the weekend, and they weren't really thinking about the outcome, they were just thinking of the process, and I think that's what got us back in it. And like I said, we snagged it right on the line.
Did your experience come to the fore a bit too, Josh? You think it looked like you changed gears a little bit and possessed the ball a little bit, moved it a little bit more carefully and clinically rather than turning it into a fast break turnover game?
Yeah, well, that's the guys up the ground, and that's what we put full faith in those guys who are transitioning the ball, I suppose, from our back half. So for them to adapt and realise what's needed to get the ball, I suppose, inside 50, it was pretty good to see, and I think a lot of the boys up the ground did that, and we were able to get some inside 50s obviously towards the end, and lucky enough we had that stoppage in the last 20 seconds.
Is that an illustration of the importance of being clinical in the finish? Like, they had chances, didn't take them, you had them and took them?
I suppose it's you want to make the most of every opportunity, and I suppose we've been in situations before where we haven't taken the opportunity, and it was just good to see that we were able to do that, and like I said, it keeps the season alive, which is the best thing.
What was your memory, okay, of Jetta coming out of the middle that time and finding that extra pace at that time of the game and putting it over the back, and then your goal and put it through that?
Yeah, look, we definitely needed something like that, and for Jets to come out and do what he did, and I think he come and he won at least 2 or 3 clearances in those first 5 minutes of overtime. So that really set us up, getting it inside 50, and obviously you don't have much time in overtime, so to keep the ball in your forward half was a priority, and he was able to do that for us, which was great.
As Duff said about the composure, so Vardy, the other one in the next bit as well, sort of looked around and then found someone who was free. It was very cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's what we kind of ask of every player, to be able to be composed in those situations, because you can start thinking about the clock winding down, you start thinking about we're too far behind, and for a lot of the boys to be able to do that was good to see, and like I said, we were able to snag it in the end.
Have you been practising those last minute, some clubs do, those last minute scenarios, or what's turned it around for those last quarters?
Look, you do a bit of match play, but it's pretty hard to mimic. I think it's just being in those situations over and over again, and we've stuffed those times up. Some we've won, some we haven't, and I think it's just going through those last minutes and being able to experience it and learning from it, and yeah, I suppose the boys have been in that situation a few times, and yeah, like I said, they held strong, and yeah, the composure was there with a lot of our players.
Josh, do you get Phil Davis usually when you play GWS?
Yeah, or obviously Core. So yeah, it should be a good challenge. It's always a challenge against GWS with the way they back six play. They help out a lot. So you start on one player, you end up on another, and on another here and there, and so it's going to be a good challenge for us as a forward line, but us as a team.
So if you're on one, who's the guy that comes to help? Is it usually Haynes? Is he the one that sort of drifts in?
Yeah, look, he did some real damage against us a few weeks ago when we played him. He I don't know how many intercept marks he took, but he took a few. I remember seeing a lot in front of me. So he's someone that we've got to obviously contain, and but it's up to our forward line, I suppose, to get in good positions, because you've got a lot of smart backmen who just will read the play, and if you're not in a good spot, they'll just drop off and read it better than you.
Josh, the finals experience obviously is the third year running that this group's been in finals, and GWS have only played the three finals to date. Is that somewhere where you think is an advantage for this group?
Not really. I don't know. I think we suppose we've been in a lot more finals than them, but the team that they are and the way they're playing, it's going to be a challenge no matter what. They've got a lot of experienced players there, and a lot of young talent who are absolutely killing it at the moment. So I don't think we can reflect on the past and assume that it's going to be an advantage or not, because you rock up on the day and it's whoever's playing the best, and they've been able to show some really good form this year, and that's why they've been a massive contender, and it's we've just scraped into finals. So we know it's going to be a massive challenge.
Are you fully fit?
Me? Yeah, no, feeling good. So I suppose having those 5 weeks off during the year, you kind of feel like you're going to be a bit fresh. I don't think I feel fresh, but yeah, feeling pretty good.
How will you manage this week? It's a bit of a shorter week and tougher week and double travel, etc.
Yeah. Look, it's just a normal week really. So 7-day break. We got back yesterday. Bit more recovery today, and go through the review and go through the actual game, and we'll move on pretty quickly after today and move on to GWS, and we'll have a training session I think Wednesday, and then fly out Thursday. So pretty normal travel week.
About a month ago, Samo said that the team was perhaps a bit too reliant on you and you wanted some more of a spread. How have you kind of assessed it in recent weeks?
Yeah, look, mate, it's been great to see I suppose collective as a group being able to handle a lot of situations, and I don't think I played that well on the weekend. I was out of it a lot of the game, and I think I got beaten. So, but it was just great to see guys like Jack step up and take some marks, and Big Drew Petrie. He was unbelievable, and he really set us up, and having a lot more, I suppose, wider spread of players, which is what you want, especially coming into this time of year.
When you do have a bit of an off game, what do you do the next week to try to turn things around?
Try and play better. Yeah, look, it's the way footy goes. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down. If you could realise why you're playing bad, during the game, and I suppose adapt to it, and try and get yourself out of that rut, then that's the hardest thing. But yeah, it just comes with footy, the ups and downs, and hopefully you can get on the track this week, and I suppose work on your craft and bring a better performance this week.
Josh, Mitch a minute ago talked about planning for Mumford and planning for not playing against Mumford. Where does Nick fit into those plans, if at all, this week?
Yeah, well, it's a good question. I don't think I get paid enough to be able to answer that, because it's a pretty big decision for the club and for Nick. So he's been training. He's doing everything he can. Whether they want to risk him or not, I'm not too sure. But he's a vital asset to us as a club and to our future as well. So they've got to get the balance up on whether to or not. But we'd love to have him in. But we've had Drew and Vards who are doing a very good job this whole year. So in saying that, we're relying on those two to step up, which they have. So yeah, it's a tough call.
Does Luke put the ownership on the other vice captain to kick a match winner this week?
I'd rather in his hands, I reckon. He was pretty cool, calm and collected on the weekend, and no, it's just really great to see. I suppose him stand up like that. He's been a terrific footballer for this club. He's a terrific vice captain, and I've no doubt he'll probably come on and captain our footy club for many more years. And he's an awesome bloke. And to see him come through and win us a game like that and push us through to the next final, it's just a standard effort.
Do you think he's ahead of you as captain? It seems to be between the two of you down the track whenever Hearn gives it away.
I can probably tell you now that he'll take it. Yeah, I won't be taking captain. I'm happy just sitting behind the scenes, mate.
Did you all get around Eric at his last minute lunge? And he got beaten on the night, but that effort he put in the last minute to get that ball out of bounds set everything else up. He's a quiet bloke, I know. Did you all get around him at some point?
Yeah, mate, definitely. Yeah, it's obviously Luke kicking the winner after the game is probably the biggest talking point. But that effort he had to realise the state of game and to come back and I suppose turn the other way, not rush it through and try and make something of it. Obviously, it went out of bounds and not through the points, which was which pretty much got us into overtime. So. He's the whole reason why our season's still alive, to give Luke that chance right at the end. So it was a terrific effort by Easy, and he won't sit there and mention it and talk about it, but we all have.